If you want to see me swatch my first Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I am indeed going to open this package up. It is the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette called Instant Eye Palette Smokey Eyes Are Forever. And I'm opening it up here. Typical Charlotte Tilbury packaging, although this is the first eyeshadow palette I've ever had from the brand. And it was 40% off, and I also managed to get two other products at 40% off as well. One of them is a lip product, a nice rusty red, and then a Legendary Lashes mascara. And let me show you the inside of the palette. The inside of the palette has a couple of greens, which I'm really excited about. Kind of a trio that works quite nicely here with some green, and then of course some rust and some brown and lighter colors. So that is the palette that I'm going to try, the first palette from Charlotte Tilbury that I'm going to try. But today is swatching, specifically swatching of this palette, and there are quite a few shadows. 1, 2, 3, 4 trios, so 12 shadows total. And there are no colors in here that I don't like. So I think that I'll just swatch them in sets of 3. It seems to make a lot of sense based on how the palette is constructed. And I like all of it, and I can see how all of it would be flattering on the eyes. So as I said, going from left to right in sets of 3, and I'm just going to start. So I've got a matte and 2 very pretty shimmers here. And they all look like they would be quite flattering on the eye. So this is my first trio. And let's see how they work. So there's this matte to start. Very smooth matte. And then a couple of shinier options. Very nice. And I usually double swatch, even though the second color certainly doesn't need it. But here are the fingers. Look at the beautiful result. Very nice. All right, I will definitely double swatch because the matte is very light. And for the other 2 colors, I'm just pretty much picking up the kick up. There's a lot to these. So this matte is very nice. It's going to be a nice base. This one will build up nicely. Yes, it does. And this one, it has a transparent base by what I can see, but very shimmery. A lot of shimmery goodness on that third shadow. So this is a very nice start to this palette. I'm loving it. I think it looks really good. And so that's the first of 4 trios that we're done with. And I really feel like this palette is just, it's a no-brainer that it would be easy to do some very nice looks with it. And we're into now a more taupey kind of a brown matte, and that beautiful green that I can't wait to get my fingers into, yes, and then kind of another taupey, almost taupey pewter color, this one. But they are a beautiful trio together, so let's see how it swatches. The second set of 3, that is a beautiful brown matte. Gorgeous olive green. And let's see how this one is. Yeah, it does look like pewter. It's beautiful. I'm very happy with these 3, but I will double swatch. Look at the fingers, look at that. Tell me that's not beautiful. Wow. I'm really liking this color a whole lot. I'm warming up to greens on my eyes. So hopefully I'm not wrong with this pursuit. We'll see how it goes over the next number of weeks. So here is that trio again. It's so beautiful. It really is. That brown I am a big fan of. It looks good. I like cooler toned browns, as you can tell from my look today. Oh yeah, this trio is probably my favorite so far out of the palette. Now of course it's only halfway through the palette, but these colors are just speaking to me in a big, big way. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful trio. Okay, so I've swatched the first two. So I've swatched these guys and these guys. Now we're going for this trio right here that looks quite more warm leaning. And let's see what they look like. So I've got a kind of an orangey gold. Oh, very orange. And a middle of the road tone between the first two colors, and then a very nice, rich brick red matte. So these are the three that I have for this next trio. Now these two look very similar. We'll see how they swatch. Okay, so this is a translucent base. That's why it's going to look different. Okay, that's fine. It's hard to tell based on the opacity of the finger. That is very different from the first shadow. Wow, that is beautiful. And now the third of the trio. Okay, yeah, they're quite different. Quite different in my opinion from what I was seeing in the pan, which is fine. But I didn't expect it to be quite that transparent of a base. But the fingers don't lie, they are beautiful shadows. Look at the quality of that matte. Beautiful. So we're going to do a second swatch. Very nice again. Let's see how that builds up. It does, that looks good. There's no tackiness in that one. This one is tacky. Lots of opacity in this one, and let's see what this matte looks like. Oh yeah, that's nice, it's very nice. Okay, all of them so far, these three trios, look pretty darned good. All right, once again, just looking at the fingers, and going in for the last one. And the last one is the deepest trio of the whole palette, so I'm very curious to see how that kind of changes the just the overall gamut of shadows that came in this palette. That last trio, the shadows were really saturated. It's pretty impressive just how strong the colors are. And now we're into the last one, and we've got two very prominent colors here, and then a nice light shimmer. And I think that that's going to be a beautiful trio because the shimmer has pink in it, pinky, almost like a pinky mauve. We'll see if I'm right. Oh, very smooth. A nice matte chocolate brown and a nice matte black, both of which would be very helpful in using the rest of the palette. So let's see how this goes. There's that nice kind of peachy pink. It's very light. And then we've got the matte brown. And I need a little bit more room for the black, which is probably going to show up gray. Oh, no, it's not too bad. It is black. Okay. It's showing up a little bit gray, but by the time I re-swatch it, it should be black. And the fingers. I like the two mattes, I really do. Hopefully the black does a better job on the second go. The brown did really well. So here they are again. This is the last swatching that I'm doing with this palette. I really do enjoy that color. The brown looks good. Now let's see if the black does okay. Oh, it's not as black as I would like, but as liner it might work just fine. Not sure. We'll see. Okay, so this is the overall palette. See if the glare can See if I can lessen the glare a little bit. See if it works. Okay, so this might be better to see the shadows now. What am I thinking? I like this transparent base. I think it looks great. I'm very drawn to these two colors along with that matte. And I'm enjoying this color as well. I'm not as big on rust colored type of shadows, so I'm not a big fan of this. I'm good with this one, good with these two. I don't mind this brown matte. This black matte, I'm not sure about. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of pigmentation. But overall, when I look at all of them, I think the only one I'm disappointed in is the black shadow. I really wish that it were more pigmented. Everything else I'm very good with. So as far as the color story, I'm very satisfied, and I just need to try a number of looks with these eyeshadows to see what I think of their performance. That's about it. I hope it's good, because Charlotte Tilbury is not cheap. I did manage to get the trio of products, the lip product, the mascara, and the palette for 40% off, which was what really made me decide to pull the trigger on the palette and those two other products. And yeah, I hope I made a good decision. The swatches tell me that I like the color story, that I'm fine with it. And only creating looks will tell me if the palette and my eyes are a match. And so for that, stay tuned. You'll see some first impression, second, third look with the Charlotte Tilbury palette, and it's called the Instant Eye Palette. And so yeah, stay tuned for that. You'll see that coming up on my channel sooner than later. And if you have any requests, of course, let me know. I'm always listening. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and attention, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as always, take